Hello, welcome to another behind the scenes episode where I thought I would expand on last week's idea and show how, as composers, we actually want to end up with stems to send to people, which is a process that I've shown in other videos. And this is where you group similar instruments and output them as one audio file. You can make this sort of automated for yourself to some extent. So this is how I would go about doing it. First of all, you want to make sure that you are grouping instruments together. So say here violins 1, what I would do is make sure, for example, I only use longs in one patch. So that's then, because this saves everything being loaded every time. So we want shorts now. And you can organize this any way you like. So if you wanted the tremolos in your longs, obviously put them in there. For the sake of showing people this, let's just do it like that. Probably let's just do this really quickly and do cello long, cello short. I think that's enough of a group to show you what I am thinking. Because if you're doing a full-on template session, you want to have a good think about what you put in each group. But that isn't really the point of what I'm trying to show. So we want cello shorts. Short. I'm not going to do anything with reverb or anything like that. Okay, so we've got sound coming out of each of those. What I would, is it going to be useful to have some sort of well, what should we do? What we should do, put it on the longs patch. Let's do something the start of what we had. Let's do that. of time, aren't I? Okay, and on top, what was it? That's it. Broken Tenths. If you didn't see that video, go and watch it. Okay, for the sake of showing it's not a great one to choose, actually. That'll do. Okay, so the point here is we've got something on every track. Now, one school of thought is to create a summing stack, because what this means is, well, the other thing I would do, if I was doing a full-on template, would be to obviously, don't think that, actually, no, it was a double base. Oh, yeah. And then make these everything. So we know this is our strings section. So inside the mixer, at the moment, everything goes to stereo out. And I'm going to have to illustrate this with at least having something else in the way. Just to, let's stick the horns in. Let's not bother with, pretend this is a massive load of tracks. Wind. It's going to be all brass. Oops. Oh, actually, I'm going to need. I'm going to need something in there to prove the point, aren't I? Otherwise, this isn't going to be obvious. In fact, it's not going to be obvious if that first note doesn't hit. let's very quickly let's show it with a completely different instrument. Let's grab a damage loop. I want something obvious, maybe not that obvious. Ugh, come on. Organic mids. Yep, that's nice and obvious percussion, isn't it? Nice, there we go. You would get everything. That would end up being a summing stack for all your percussion. Something looks like multiple percussion. That'll do. So you end up with 3 stacks with potentially multiple instruments within. You're going to have more than this because you're going to have synths, guitars, basses, strings, woodwinds, you name it. Now, what we're trying to do is make this easy to output these as stems. So what I'm going to need is an audio track. Actually, let's go ahead and do it as if we were printing. What do we do for? Yeah. So this will end up having our string stem on it. This will have our brass. I'm going to really shorten this. For next week, obviously, so I'm going to have to run through this pretty quick, and I'm not sure I'm going to get to do all of it. Maybe I'll just do one of the sections. What would I do then? Well, there needs to be an input, and it needs to come from a bus. Let's just start at 20 and go up. Going to make them all stereo. I'm not going to go into where you are going to be putting your plugins. Sort of did that last week, though. You would probably end up doing a reverb mix for your strings. That's going to just get even more complicated. But for example, the string stem, this doesn't need to go anywhere. All we are doing is going to end up recording the different parts. And there, on the full mix, we want everything. So, because this is a summing stack rather than a folder stack, you get to put EQs, effects and sends on. So strings definitely need to go to the string stem. They also need to go to the full mix. And then if I alt click to 0. Right, brass, we're going to send to the brass stem and the full mix. And the percussion, and go to the percussion and the full mix. If we play this at the moment, you notice nothing is coming through here. That's because there is nothing on these stems. You know, there is no audio to play, so nothing's coming out. So when you are ready to create it, what you would do is arm these, and fingers crossed this works. Okay, so that's the magic bit that you want to be creating. So if we now solo the strings, which I told it to have no output. Yeah. So you don't want to be outputting it at the same time. I suppose you could have them all on mute. That would be the option, wouldn't it? Because you can still... That's a good question. Can you still? Yeah, because I should now be able to just solo. Percussion. So if you are creating cues to send to music libraries and they require stems, this could save you a lot of time if you just set it up at the beginning to capture what you know you are going to need. You know you need these strings, brass and percussion stems. Get them to be recorded, because when you've finished, you'll just arm all those stems, press record, let it play through, job done. You can just send those individual stems off then, which makes sense to me. And there's a whole load of stuff we can get into as to where you would put your reverbs as well, but that'll be a story for another day, because I think that'll be enough for a quick tip video next week. I hope you found that interesting. Like and subscribe is always appreciated. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.